Hello Capricorn friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my video, Capricorn April 2021 Astrology Must Knows. Welcome to my second favorite month of the entire year, and in some ways I actually like it even better than my first favorite month, which is March. So if you haven't watched my March report, definitely go back and do that because there's a lot of goodies in that month. And some of those goodies carry over into this month. So we're going to talk about why I am so amped about this month. We're going to talk about something very specific that I want to focus on for Capricorns because it's a special time for something, and I'm going to get into that. We're also going to talk about some very specific aspects and how they may hit you, and these are actually all favorable. And so overall, just a very, very, very favorable month, a very exciting month. So let's talk about all the details. Now, before I get there, one quick admin note. I'm going to go into a lot of details. I'm known for this. But if you want even more details and more free resources that I put together for you each month, make sure you click on the More button underneath this video with the little arrow to reveal all of the links to all of my sites where I have all of these free goodies. You want to take advantage of the things I'm making for you, including going to my website, anniehelpsyou.com, and sign up for my free email newsletter, because not only will you get my write-up of the sweet and salty dates, basically all the aspects of the month, what you can expect from them, and a general write-up of the month delivered into your inbox 1 month early, you'll also now get my special for my email community only 2021 Happy Scopes, where I go into the things to celebrate, the things to watch out for, and how to make lemonade in the event there are lemons for every month for all of 2021. So if you want a sneak peek into the rest of the year, definitely want to sign up for my free email newsletter at anniehelpsyou.com. Okay, so let's talk about why I'm so amped up about this month. The first thing is that there are more sweet aspects than salty ones, okay? And it really does set the tone for a month when this happens. If you've listened to my March report already, you know that that's one of the reasons why I was excited about March. And there are actually way more sweet aspects in March than there are in April, truth be known. But that ratio of better to not as, to more annoying, you know, really, it shows up. And we only have more sweet aspects in a few months of 2021. And April is one of those months. So I'm excited about that, and you will be feeling that. The second thing, and this is actually something I like even more than March, is that the entire month is free from personal planet retrogrades. So in March, we were sort of coming out in the first half of the month away from the sleepiness of the Mercury retrograde, the lack of clarity. Things had been called into question. We weren't able to plan, although, you know, water energies were bringing some uncertainty and confusion and kind of quiet internal reflection. And as the month of March went on, we started to get that zest and that forward movement and the clarity. And April's going to be even that more so. So you'll have the drive, the ambition, the clarity, and the green lights to be able to actually move forward. This is one of my favorite months of the whole year for engagements, weddings, anything having to do with signing contracts, launches. This is one of my favorite months of the whole year for launches. Now, one word of caution is that there is a little bit of recklessness that is going on this month because of the Aries energy. So just make sure the thing that you're doing is something you've been planning to do and you want to do. And, you know, some last minute random things could definitely work out, and you are definitely in for some surprises. And the odds are that those will be good for Capricorn. It's much, much more likely. We'll get into that later. But just note that rambunctiousness, you know, you want to just make sure what you're stepping into, you're not taking on too much, or that, you know, that it's what you're supposed to be putting your energy into, because we'll definitely be very excited this month. And, you know, that can go either way. So the other thing I wanted to talk about with the Aries placements is that it really, really, really rules your productivity. And as the planets move into Taurus, there's a second storyline of productivity there. So the two planetary forces that are most influential this month are both having to do with productivity. And few people like productivity like a Capricorn likes productivity, right? We love to get stuff done. And I say we because my moon is in Cap, my midheaven's in Cap, my Venus is in Cap. And so I get it. I totally get it. So this is going to be a month where things you've been trying to do, you can do. Now, that brings me to one of the topics that I wanted to talk about. This is a time in the life of Capricorn people. Anyone with prominent Capricorn placements, doesn't matter where it is. In this report, my reports are always for you, whether your moon's in Cap, your sun's in Cap, your rising is in Cap, even if you're watching for your Venus or Mars. If you have a placement in Capricorn like that, this report will be part of your astrological picture. And if you have any placements in Capricorn, this is a time for you to set some outrageous goals, okay? This is my homework for you if you're not already doing this. I mean, Caps tend to do this anyway. But when we set outrageous goals, we may not reach them, but we may. But in the event that we don't, we still will go further than if we didn't set the outrageous goal. And that's something really important to know now, because the chance of accomplishing an outrageous goal is so amped up for Cap at this time. So go ahead and set it. You know what I mean? And if you're listening to this early, I always post these for you early. Start setting your goals, and just like really, really go for it, because even though the Aries energies make a square aspect for Caps, which is annoying, it's a pressure aspect, Capricorn energies are really great with pressure. People with their moon in Cap, like, I know a lot of people who are in emergency work. People with Cap energies are really, who are Capricorns basically, or have their moon there or an important placement. We are very good under pressure. If there's like a life or death situation, I want somebody with Capricorn energy around, because they're going to be able to put aside the emotion at that critical moment and take action on the things that have to be done. So this is a time when, you're going to have this zest. So Aries is going to be applying pressure. But so maybe you have set an outrageous goal. Maybe you've told other people about it. Maybe now they're going to hold you to it. And now the pressure's on to create something. But this pressure doesn't have to be a really bad thing. And I think in general, squares for Capricorn people can be a little bit of a different experience, because Cap people tend to be so good at shouldering responsibility and in just taking the necessary actions. So you'll feel that. You will feel some pressure as the planets move through Aries. It's the diamond making aspect, pressure creates the diamond. And then you have to polish the diamonds. And as the month moves on, so basically the first half of the month is very much about the Aries energies. Then as the month progresses through the midpoint there, everything moves into Taurus, okay? And the Taurus energies are in a nice angle for you. So the pressure might feel on in that first half of the month, but things will start flowing much more smoothly as the month goes on. And you'll start to really see the fruits of your labor. And the second half of April is so exciting for Capricorns, okay? And this is why. First of all the Taurus placements will make trines, the most favorable aspect in all of astrology to your placements. And these are earth trines. Earth trines get stuff done. They manifest things into reality. Second thing is that the last 10 days of the month, the planet Uranus, which is the planet of surprises, things that come out of the blue, is going to have 3 conjunctions. First with Venus, then with Mercury, then with the Sun. As that all happens, it's happening in Taurus. Taurus is in the 120-degree angle for Capricorns. So this energy of surprises. Now, truth be known, anything linking up with Uranus can bring unwelcome jostling, and that could happen. It could happen to you. It could happen to other people close to you. You're affected by it. But because it's in a fellow Earth sign, it increases the odds that you'll have a favorable outcome. And those of you closer to 10 degrees, okay, if you don't know your degrees, find how to run a free birth chart online. Then you can also see how many planets you have in Capricorn. Maybe you have more, like me, and have more than one. Maybe, you'll have different degrees, and you'll know the degrees, and then you can use my work more. And this is all free, so I encourage you to take advantage of it. But in any case, the closer you are to 10 degrees, the more there's going to be very notable impacts. Money coming out of the blue, relationships coming out of the blue, amazing surprises, amazing news, things gelling in such a profound way that it completely blows your mind. Now, any Capricorn has a chance to experience that. None of you are getting X'd out of this possibility. But the closer you are to the end, the birthdays being like the end of December, beginning of January, the more likely that this is. All right? And that's the truth of it. So the closer you are to that, that birth date time frame, the end of December, beginning of January, or the closer to 10 degrees, it's going to come to you in a very, very big way. But everybody has the potential. Now, something else I'm excited about at the end of the month, April 26th is the full moon in Scorpio. Now, we have to give fair balance here and know, right, what happens to full moons? High emotion. High emotion for better or worse. Scorpio, relationships, money, they're all coming into the forefront. And there could be challenges, there could be stress. However, Scorpio does make a sweet aspect with Capricorn. So the odds that in the days around the 26th, that something important in business, in family, with inheritances, even with lotto, winning money, getting a loan, buying or selling, anything important, it increases the odds. And again, you all who are December born or beginning of January have extra good potentials with this. Sometimes when I section out, like if there's a certain degree that's going to affect, some of you possibly more than others, sometimes people will hear that and say, well, what about me? What in the report is for me? Well, the whole report is for every Capricorn, including the chance for these sweet outcomes. It's just increased in odds the closer you are to those birth dates or degrees, okay? So the closer you are to 7 degrees, in this case, the more effects that you're going to have from this full moon, unless you have something that contradicts this or makes a bad angle with this, which I can't see because I don't see your chart. But from the perspective of the energy of Capricorn, getting a loan that you need, having something come through, a relationship, positive relationship outcome, something having to do with your business, or a collaboration, or getting the support of someone or something behind your work or your project is going to be really, really enhanced, okay? So now, also some fair balance about the full moon. Whenever there are full moons, it brings high emotion. Whenever there's a full moon in a water sign, it brings extra high emotion. And it also increases the odds that water can go where it's not supposed to be. Pipes bursting, flooding, water events, climate water events. So just kind of take extra care around that time, because that happens. That does tend to happen when we have a full moon in a water sign. Okay, so in general, this month is very much about having restored certainty, expanded clarity, the capacity to make plans, the ambition and the direction to make plans, being able to see further in the future. So even if certain things aren't happening now, being able to see where they're going. Also, anything having to do with optimism, like it's an optimism enhancing type of energy. Now, the last thing I want to talk about has to do with eclipse rumblings. Something that makes this month different than March is that we are actually starting to get into eclipse season towards the end of the month, 4 to 6 weeks before the eclipses start, and the first eclipse is May 26th. So the end of May and towards the middle of June, we've got 2 Sagittarius Gemini eclipse cycle eclipses, okay? And so at the end of April, even as April progresses, even the second half, news about the storylines that have been brought from the Sagittarius Gemini eclipse cycle are going to come back. And so look to the middle of 2020, the end of 2020, beginning of 2021, the things that came into focus at those times, those are the other times we've had this same eclipse cycle. Those things that might have faded into the recesses are going to come back in a big way. And it's going to be front and center. And there could be very radical changes. Eclipses are times when we have massive, bittersweet endings, where we have brilliant new beginnings, where we change things in such a radical way that we don't even know what happened. That tends to happen at eclipse time. And this also has to do with your highest expression in this lifetime, because the ecliptic is where the nodes are, the north and the south node, which have to do with your karma and your dharma, what you came here to balance out, what you came here to experience, what you came here to do, what's your highest expression. Those energies are all wrapped up into the eclipse cycle. So when the eclipses are coming front and center, they're trying to get you back on track. And sometimes you've wandered away quite a bit and you have to get pulled on track. Or sometimes you're on track and then you just get, propelled really far on that track that you were already on. So, there are a lot of things that are going to go on. And I will, in the May report and the June report, I'll talk about exactly where you're going to feel this and what that could look like. But I just want you to know that it's going to be brewing and you might start feeling like change is coming. Some changes might start coming. That it's a supercharged electric, plus Uranus is doing its stuff at the end of the month. So there's a lot of electric energy. And also be careful of electric things that aren't supposed to be happening in that time too. But in general, the Sagittarius Gemini eclipse cycles are talking about how we take in and share information. And we see that there's been a massive revolution with this, with everything that's gone on with COVID, with things that are going on, between the fight between Facebook and Apple and the privacy issues, and how school from home, school online, education, travel, long distance travel, the relationships between countries, international, affairs. Those kind of things are going to continue to be very much in the forefront. And you could say, oh, well, it's because of COVID, but COVID is because of the aspects. And if you want to understand more about how what's gone on with COVID and the changes that have come from that relate to the astrological aspects, search for Annie Botticelli coronavirus, and you'll find my very long, detailed video about how the astrology of 2020 is behind what went on, that COVID isn't really itself behind it, that it's a manifestation of the astrology. But in any case, so we've got, a lot of topics. So education is going to come up in a big way. You might find your perfect education program this month. This is and in the months to come. You might start teaching, or if you already are a teacher, things are getting revamped, things with your kids and their education. All of this stuff is going to be brought very strongly in the forefront in May and June, and you're going to start seeing it really start to come up in a big way again in April. Okay, so let me just make sure that I covered everything. Okay, so Mars is going to be bringing attention to your health sector, okay? And health, anything having to do with getting medical diagnostics, surgeries, things like that. I mean, picking a perfect surgery date is a complex astrological feat, but in general, because we don't have the personal planet retrogrades and we have more sweet aspects and salty ones this month, if you have to do something with surgeries, if you have to do something with diagnostics, you'll have more clarity with diagnostics now. And you might be able to redo blood work or something, or some kind of other resonance or exam or test at this time and get clarification that might reverse something that you had seen before. Okay, so this is a good time to try to get more clarity. And it's a good time to focus on your health and your diet and your healing, or doing work or educating yourself in those fields. This is also an amazing time for getting your forever pet. This is an amazing time for getting a new pet friend, and your pet sector is really, or working with animals or pets, and your pet sector is definitely very much highlighted at this time. So I think I mentioned, but just in case I didn't, I love this month for everything important. Anything that you want to bring out into the world, anything that you have to do that's big moves or anything. This is one of my favorite months for the whole year. And so I hope that it's really, really zesty and productive for you. I know I've given you a lot of information, but if you would like even more information on what's going on in the stars and what you can expect, then definitely utilize all of my free resources. You can click under this video on the More button with the little arrow, and it will reveal all of these links that take you to all of these different resources that I have. You'll definitely want to go to anniehelpsyou.com, sign up for my free email newsletter. It's positioned right there on the front page. It'll say Dear Friend, and it'll have a space for your name and email address, and you'll get my sweet and salty list, including a detailed write-up of the month 1 month early delivered into your inbox, plus other goodies. You'll also get access to my 2021 Happy Scopes, which gives you an overview of each month of 2021, so you get a super sneak peek into all of the months ahead for 2021, and what to celebrate, what to watch out for, and how you can make lemonade in situations where there are some lemons. You can also get my Shine, my 28-day virtual coaching program, for free when you sign up for my free email newsletter. So I give lots of goodies to my email community, and you can become a part of that by going to anniehelpsyou.com and signing up there. If you want written horoscopes 1 month early, written by me, and then also other lifestyle blogs, then you can go to cozybysweetstarlight.com and check out all the goodies there. It's a beautiful, beautiful site. It's worth a peek just to check out how pretty it is. And there's lots of great information for your astrology-kissed life. If you want to have some free courses, you can go to my school, Luminous Life Multiversity, at lumelife.com, L-U-M-E, life.com. You can see my free courses there, including Unleash Your Money Magnet if you're trying to work on manifesting more money. And you can also see my paid courses there, including my crazy in-depth Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery course that will prepare you to do whatever you'd like to do with astrology, whether it's for your own self-development, helping your family and friends, or actually doing astrology as all or part of your profession. Also, check out my new book, Planetology, How to Align with the Natural Rhythms of the Universe, which you can find anywhere and everywhere. It's actually in the physical locations of every Barnes & Noble and Books A Million in the United States, and in many stores abroad, and everywhere online. And you can also see my other book, Radical Prayer, Transform Your Life in the World in 28 Days. And you can find that anywhere online as well. So I hope you have a wonderful month. Make sure you look at all the resources underneath the video, click the More button, and I'll see you next month. Bye.